Next up in chapter 5, this subsection is titled We Are Subconscious Creatures. And there's a lot of cool stuff in here, so probably just end up reading a bunch of it and kind of commenting here and there where I can. So James writes, we are at the mercy of mental processes that aren't within our control, which are called our subconscious or unconscious, however it is you want to think about it. The subconscious mind has long been viewed as something completely foreign, as a deep, dark, hidden recess where information, ideas, and thoughts resides, the likes of which we cannot possibly comprehend. Somewhere buried inside us is a ghost, a shadow, something alien that we don't understand and yet still remains a functioning part of who we are as human beings. A bit later, everything we experience flows upward into our conscious awareness from some unconscious place. And this is really something you can notice quickly in just a regular waking life meditation practice, right? You quiet the mind down, you try not to think of anything, but then before you know it, you just have these thoughts kind of just coming up out of nowhere and seemingly kind of random, just popping up into your mind. And so it can give you a real cool firsthand experience of just kind of how little control you have over it. And then even in a regular waking day life where it can seem like we do have a decent amount of control over it, in a lot of senses we're giving ourselves more credit for it than we deserve. Even when we try to consciously nudge our cognition to remember or to think about something, we are essentially making the attempt to clear the conscious mind enough to allow the subconscious to bring whatever we're trying to think of to mind. And I think that's a really awesome way of putting it, very clear and to the point. And then he has this cool thought exercise you can try. So try to think of a red car. Did you create that image or did it simply appear? Make the attempt to think of another style of red car and another will helplessly come to mind. Take a moment to remember the last meal you had and try to pay attention to what the process is like for you. Did it feel like you manually retrieved it through some process that you can actually describe? Or did your consciousness just make space for the information to arise? Then a bit later, thoughts arise naturally out of our control unless we make some sort of query to try to think of something specific, in which case thoughts arise which are associated to the category we requested or towards the goal we are trying to achieve. And he also points out how it's kind of like we're just querying a user interface, which I thought was another neat way to phrase it. Then he talks about how, we can be overcome with the emotion, right, and not know the source of it or why or the cause. We can hit these mental states where you can completely lose your sense of self. When you're in the flow state, it's kind of like your consciousness just takes a backseat and your subconscious and kind of just come to the forefront and be in the moment and react to things. And, a lot of times, when you're in the flow state, shit goes better. With creativity, we often consciously ruminate on a topic, waiting for the subconscious to innovate something and bring it to our conscious awareness. And there's a bunch of these neat little examples and things in here that really just highlight the point of how we are, mostly subconscious creatures.